on Newton-Raphson polar method. So, first of all, yesterday we were discussing about the order of Jacobian matrix. Known powers. Sorry. Sorry, I'm in classroom. So, in known powers, we will be having known active powers and also known reactive powers. And as discussed yesterday, known active powers, which will give us delta P. How many will be there? Number of load buses plus number of effective generator buses. Number of effective generator buses. How many number of known reactive powers will be there? NL. So total this is the formula which we have tried yesterday. Are you able to see the things? Is this screen visible now, guys? Can anyone respond? Today, shall I write it out? Any response from your side, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So today, since everybody is so drowsy, fine. So we'll do one thing. We will go with the derivations. Tomorrow, early morning, first hour, we will go with the problems. So today's objective, lecture objective for today is determination of Jacobian elements. So what are the elements of Jacobian matrix are there? Those are called as Jacobian elements. In Jacobian matrix, which is of the order of 2NL plus this is the order of Jacobian matrix, and it has 4 subparts. These are the 4 subparts which you can infer from your Jacobian matrix. Now, we will see how to derive the elements in each of these submatrices. So, first of all, before going further, let us note down the order of Are you able to note this one now? The individual orders of the submatrices. Try to remember this one for competitive examinations. This is the order of individual submatrices, where NL is the number of load buses, NEG is the number of effective generator buses. Total bus generator buses లోంచి ఒక స్లాక్ బస్ తీసేసిన తర్వాత మిగిలిన వాటిని ఎఫెక్టివ్ జనరేటర్ బస్సెస్ అంటాం. So this is number of effective generator buses. NL plus NEG into NL plus NEG. This is the order of first submatrix. It is commonly represented as J1, J2, J3, and J4. And in some textbooks, they are commonly referred as H and JL. So don't get worried about the notations. In different textbooks, you will be having different notations for these submatrices: J1, J2, J3, and J4. Now, we will move ahead and we will determine the expressions for each of these submatrices. We will go with J matrix, J1 matrix. Rho P by rho delta. Rho P by rho delta. This is the first submatrix of your choice. Try to follow me because these things will be asked in your end semester examinations. Derivation of elements of Jacobian matrix. So if you listen now, it will be easier for you rather than remembering the entire procedure. So first of all, I am going with the submatrix J1, which has elements of the format of dou P by dou delta. In this one, you can be having two different formats, Pi with respect to delta I, which means both the terms are of the same bus, or you can have both of different buses. P of different bus, delta of different bus. So same bus configuration or different bus configuration. Now we are supposed to determine the elements for these two. I will start with the first one. But before that, I will write the expression for Pi. Power injected at the ith bus is given by This is the formula which I do have for power equation. I hope you do remember this equation. Now, first one, dou Pi with respect to dou delta I. Dou Pi with respect to dou delta I. Can somebody say me how the partial differentiation will be done? Whenever you are doing partial differentiation, as you might have heard in your mathematics 3, whenever you do have sigma terms, partial differentiation is a little bit tougher task. Whenever you do have sigma terms, partial differentiation is a tougher task. So here, if you carefully see, this is j is equal to 1 to n. In this j is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1, 2, 3, somewhere you will get I, somewhere you will get n. And you are doing with respect to I. So in this case, you are supposed to separate this particular term and write it separately and then differentiate it. So I am writing the particular term. If j is equal to I plus delta I minus delta I, this is my term. And the rest of the terms, I am clearly mentioning it as j is not equal to I. See the sigma term, guys. In a sigma term, where j is equal to 1 to n, you may encounter I again. So in that case, in partial differentiation, the very fundamental equation in partial differentiation, if you are supposed to derive it again with respect to I, you are supposed to treat that term separately. So that's why I have treated that I term separately and I have written the remaining terms as separate. Now I am going to derive it with respect to delta. If you derive it with respect to delta, what is the term which you will be getting here? Do you have any delta I here? No, 0. Here, this all remains constant term. Cos will become minus sign. Again, internal derivation with respect to delta I, it is minus 1. So my final answer is sigma j is equal to 1, j is not equal to I, n mod vi mod vj yij sin of theta ij plus delta j minus delta j. This is the term. Now here what I will be doing, see here, if I add I have added and removed the same term, vi square yii sin theta. If I add this term, now carefully see here, this entire term will become sigma j is equal to 1 to n because I have removed I now. So I am adding again I and removing the same term. So this will become again mod vi mod vj mod yij sin of theta ij plus delta j minus delta I minus mod vi square yii sin theta I. I have joined these two terms now. I will get again sigma j is equal to 1 to n. Now, do you remember what is the sigma j is equal to 1 to n? This entire term. What is this term? Minus qi. So that's why my final term is this is my final term. So what is that? Minus qi minus mod vi square yii sin theta ii. I know it is a tough thing to remember. How many of you want me to repeat this once again? Just raise your hands. That's it. Done. Yeah. So I'll again repeat it. So the question is very simple. The question is very simple. First of all, let me write the question. Derive expressions for elements of J1 matrix. So what is J1 matrix? What is J1 matrix? J1 matrix is a submatrix of Jacobian matrix. J1 matrix, you will write down here. J1 is a submatrix of Jacobian matrix. Its order is, what is order of J1? NL plus NEG by NL plus NEG. This is the order of J1 matrix, and it has elements of the form dou P by dou delta. It has elements of the form dou P by dou delta, which can be dou Pi by dou delta I of the same I with respect to I of the same mass, or I with respect to J, which means power and angle are of different masses. Have you understood till now? Have you understood? No?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we will move on to the derivation now. Before moving on to the derivation, I would like to rub these 3 points. I hope you have taken down these 3 points, or you can take it from the video. So first of all, theory part is done. Now we will move on to the derivation. Coming to the derivation, I do have two formats. One is dou pi by dou delta I. The other one is dou pi by dou delta j. Two separate things. So before computing any of these two, first of all, let me write power injector at any bus is sigma j is equal to 1 to n mod v I vj yij. This is cos theta ij plus delta j minus delta I. This is the formula. Right. So for my sake, I am separating here sigma j is equal to I and sigma j is not equal to I. I am separating the terms here. Sigma j is equal to I, sigma j is not equal to I. If sigma j is equal to I, then what is the term which I will be getting here? If sigma j is equal to I will get vi square, this is yii, and this is cos theta ii. Is it? Here j is equal to 1 to n, j is not equal to I. My equation remains the same because j will be varying all the time. This is my pi equation. I am expanding that sense. This is for j is equal to I, and this is for j is not equal to I. Have we understood now, guys? Expansion of pi equation.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now the first component now, dou pi by dou delta I. Deriving with respect to delta I. Do you have any delta I here? No, I don't have any delta I. 0. Here I do have delta I. Here I do have delta I. Sigma remains the same because it is of j value. I am derivating with respect to I. So this remains the same. This entire thing becomes a constant. Cos will become minus sign. And the internal derivative is minus 1. Isn't it? So now what is my final expression now? Sigma j is equal to 1, j is not equal to I, n mod vi mod vj yij minus into minus plus sin theta ij plus delta j minus delta I. This is my expression. This is my so I am trying to simplify this one. See here. This entire equation, it resembles of a reactive power. Isn't it? It resembles. We have what is qi beta? Minus sigma j is equal to 1 to n mod vi mod vj mod yij sin of theta ij plus delta j minus delta I. This was our equation for reactive power, isn't it? It is very much similar to the reactive power. What is the only difference here which I do have? It is missing one particular term which is having j is equal to I. Isn't it? So I am trying to expand this one. If you carefully see, this is I'll take it as minus here. See, this is my reactive power equation. Just I have removed this J is equal to I term here. This is all J is not equal to I term again. Now, if you carefully see, this is the term which I am having here. So, what is this term is equal to? You send this term to here onto the left hand side. Now, I am writing this term as minus Qi. Okay, I am sending this one to here. First, see, this is the term. I'll send this one to here. Now, this is my equation. Is it clear, guys? How many of you have understood now? Can you raise your hands? 1, 2, 5. Good. Thank you. Shall I erase it, guys? Shall I erase it? Anyone in the class?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we will move to the second term now. Second term. What is the second term in this format? I with respect to j. I with respect to j. Again, do you have anything here with respect to j? No. It remains 0. And this is sigma in terms of j, and I'm doing it with respect to j. So sigma gets cancelled. Sigma gets cancelled. So no need to write again sigma. I can directly go with the derivation. Now Vi, this is Vj, this is Yij. Constant become minus sign. What is the internal derivation? 1. So my answer is minus Vi, Vj, Yij, sign of very simple. I hope you have understood this one. Whenever I am doing any sigma derivation with respect to the same term, I can eliminate it directly. So that's why I have not included sigma again. So this is the second term in your J1 matrix. Shall I erase it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, how many submatrices are there? There are 4 submatrices. I have done for first one. I will go with the second one also. The rest 2 you need to do them at home. Practice them at home, you will become an expert. Now, I'll move to the J2 matrix. So, first of all, let me write the theory part. J2 is also a submatrix. J2 is a submatrix of Jacobian matrix. And the order of J2 is, what is the order of J2, guys? What is the order of J2?
NL plus NEG into NL.
Yes. NL plus NEG into NL. And it has elements of the formats dou P by dou V into mod. Okay. So here also we will be having 2 different elements, I with respect to I, which means you will differentiate it with respect to Vi and then multiply it with Vi. The other one is this is a theory part. Now we will start applying for this equation. Pi, I have not covered it off. So the same Pi, I am supposed to differentiate it with respect to Vi and next with respect to Vj. Shall we do it? Shall I raise it? Theory parts?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now I'll go with this first element. So first of all, let me derive it with respect to Vi, and later I will multiply it with respect to Vi. So first of all, I am doing its differentiation. And next I will do the multiplication. So multiplication, I am writing it down outside. Now the differentiation part here now, you can say me what is the differentiation here. Can somebody start the differentiation? This is Vi square. So what I am getting? 2 mod Vi yi cos theta. Did you agree with me? Isn't it? Here I do have Vi square. So when I differentiate with respect to Vi, I will be getting 2Vi. Plus sigma remains the same because it is of J and I am differentiating with respect to I. So sigma remains the same. Now this entire term will become constant. Vi with respect to Vi is 1. Is it okay, guys? Is it up? Now I'm multiplying it with Vi now. So what I'll be getting? 2 mod Vi square It looks the very same as the first one. Carefully see. It looks same as the first one. The only difference is that this term is additional. Here I do have only one term. Here I am getting double term. So I will remove that one term. And the rest of the thing is same here. So therefore, E is equal to EI plus this is it. Very simple. Shall I erase this one? Have you understood, guys? Differentiate it with respect to Vi, and again multiplied with Vi. Shall I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Right. So the last. Okay.
Sir,
Alright.
sir, here we are having 2 vi mod vi square, no sir. Then we'll get 2 vi square.
Yeah. Here I do have two Vi terms, right?
Yes, sir.
One Vi term plus this entire one is Pi, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So only one additional term will be given. One additional term will be left.
Okay, sir.
So now moving on to the last one now. Vj with respect to Pi with respect to Vj. Entire term. First term 0. Second term, since it is with respect to J, I will neglect this one. And the remaining term, if you carefully see, Vi. First of all, okay. This is mod Vj. I have to multiply. Multiplication I have written earlier. Now differentiation, this is 0. Sigma I have left it. Vj will become 1. The rest will remain the same. Sorry. Got it? So Shall we stop it for today? Have you noted this down, guys? Shall I erase it?
Yes, sir.